welcome to Dynamite Delight, and a show that was not bad, uneventful, at least until the ending when someone decided to do something a little bit of stupid and hurt themselves, I believe. Let's get through this show. Oh, before we get started, if you have not seen my first booking wrestler of AEW when it came to Hiro Kushida and Selena Deeps, I will leave a connection below so you can take a look at it. It is done, and this will be the first of 4 videos. I decided to do 4 because I hadn't figured out if I'm going to do a 5th. But I have done 4. The next one should be released next week or just before then. I'm not sure yet. I think it will probably be released on Monday. I am doing these once a week. So I have 4 of them filmed, and you will be seeing them. If you want them more earlier than that, leave some likes on this video to tell me you want it. Better yet, leave a comment saying, please, please, release the other Booking the Wrestlers AEW edition. And I hope it's more than just one person, because if there's one, you're not getting it. It's got to be like 4 or 5 people or more if you like the Shida and the Selena Deeps video. Dynamite Delight. We got some good matches. We got some character development. And we got one thing that we did not expect. Someone getting hurt, I believe. Let's open with Bryan Danielson and number 5, which is Alan Angel. In his hometown, no less, of Hotlanta. Same place as NWA, ladies and gentlemen. NWA is there. I wonder if Billy Corgan had talked to a little bit of Tony and say, hey, Tone, you want to do some work? We've done collabs before. Let's do a collab. And Tony probably said, I'm a little busy. He probably learned something from not NWA, but from Impact Wrestling. They're not mad at each other. They separated nicely. But I'm wondering if he's kind of tired of a little bit of collabs at this moment. You never know. It was a good match, but I was not surprised that Bryan Danielson won. Now, let me give it to you like this. We got Hangman Page on commentary because, as you already know, JR is not there right now. He's going through radiation treatments for his skin cancer. I hope he's okay. I can tell you, knowing someone who's going through radiation, it's not fun. You don't feel good afterward. But hopefully he'll be okay. And I give my heart to him and hope that he'll be all right. Now, when you see the interview with Tony Giovanni, and he takes the mic and he says, oh, I beat another person, unlike last week who I knocked the tooth out of his mouth, a Cope Cabana. Here, I think I might have tore the MCL of an Alan Angel. If you don't know what that is, I'm not surprised. You're damn dumb people. But I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep going through every person on the roster. And he did telegraph when he said the next place we're going to is Long Island, and I know another person from Dark Order is there. And pretty much, Hangman Page wanted to get his hands on him so badly, what he was doing to Alan Angel, because he didn't need to tap him out and he had to tap him out, but he kept the hold on too long, and if he did hurt his MCL, as he was saying, Hangman Page was not happy about that. He wanted to go and rip his head off, but he was told by Tony, if you touch him, you will be suspended and you will be stripped of your title, I believe. You're going to have to wait until your match with Bryan Danielson, because it is scheduled. But John Silver comes down and he says, you know what? No problem. Wait. Calm down. You can't touch him. You get yourself in trouble. But there's one good thing that can happen right now. You can't touch him, but I can. So I'm going to rip his head off for you. And he runs down to the ring. Bryan Danielson says, and I quote, sort of quote, because I never remember it exactly, I will not let someone like you, a nobody, touch me. You are not even close to my caliber, roughly speaking. It was fine. I was all right with it. Now, CM Punk and Lee Moriarty. Lee Moriarty, not Moriarty. Makes me think of Dr. Moriarty of Sherlock Holmes. I think that's what he chose that for. The man of mystery, sort of. Well, we got a very good match. He did a great showing. MJF was on commentary, and MJF is love on commentary. He just makes it interesting. You love it. But here's an interesting thing. It took a bit, and I'm not gonna lie here. I think the match was kind of dragged out a little too much. It was like 2 or 3 minutes too long. I know I'm nitpicking. The reason I'm botching here is because of what MJF was talking about. But before I get to that, I felt that match was a little too long. It could have been shorter by at least 2 or 3 minutes. Could have been shorter. But it was still alright. But what's making me botch here is what they did. And I'm sure people are going to get upset about it. Me personally, I'm not upset about it because of what he said. I'm kind of upset about it because the person that is related to it did not get upset. Actually, 2 people didn't get upset. Simply put, MJF gets off the commentary and he starts laying into CM Punk and saying simply, "You are so bad, you can't even get with Britt Baker in bed." He went there with him and Britt Baker. And he made it very clear that when the time comes and we are going to have our match, I'm going to destroy you because you're no match for me. Oh, don't even worry about anything else. I know I can beat you because if you can't even handle a QT Marshall or a Lee Moriarty, you're definitely not going to handle me. There was no problem with that. Here's the problem. Because I'm sure Britt Baker's part was recorded, she wasn't going to respond to that because it was probably recorded earlier that night. I'm sure it was already recorded. They do segments early so they don't have to worry about it unless it's something that's important to do it live. So they would pre-record it. But with MJF saying that, I'm kind of like, she should have said something. She should have got offended. Or, better yet, Adam Cole comes out, goes to the ring and says, "Adam Cole, baby." I am like, Adam Cole, yes, he's dealing with Orange Cassidy, and they kicked the head off of Orange Cassidy. That's him and the Bucks. I understand that. Makes sense. But after that segment where he basically bitched out his woman, saying pretty much, "Your woman, you can't even get in bed with that piece of ass." And pretty much CM Punk saying, she got some space in your damn head. You're so damn jealous. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't say something to MJF publicly on Dynamite. I'm not saying to leave it, but it kind of you wish that this was not done because this would be a great transition for him, Adam Cole, to deal with an MJF because that would be a good segment. MJF belittles his woman, disrespects his woman, talks trash about his woman. The guy comes out. We don't know if he said anything in the back. We don't know if Britt said anything in the back. And that segment just feels like it should be for them. I'm just saying, you guys tell me below, does it sound like what MJF did should be directed towards Adam Cole, even though he is dealing with CM Punk? Because after what he said, Adam Cole should have got kind of pissed off. And they should have had a segment in the back with him getting pissed. Hell, they should have had a segment with Britt Baker getting mad. Even though they're heels, doesn't mean they're death. I'm just saying. Now, we had a match. Wardlow versus a jobber known as AC Adams. He did 4 power bombs and annihilated him. And then Shawn Spears nails him in the back. How do I feel about this? I'm not really worried about Wardlow. He did that because of the Dynamite Battle Royal. I believe it's going to be a Battle Royal. I can't remember the name of it. What is it? The Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal. It's going to be 12 men. It's understandable, I think. Or it could be a gauntlet. I can't remember. So that's what he needs to do. Do. But then you wonder what they're doing Shawn Spears, the chairman. I just feel like he's just floating. And that's sad because Shawn Spears is a good wrestler, but with a good character that I would like to see more of. I'm just saying, to be honest, at this point, I kind of wish he would go to Impact Wrestling with his wife. because maybe at least there he'll get some more traction because he's really not doing anything in AEW. I'm kind of hoping his contract is almost expired and he will go over to Impact Wrestling. I'm just saying. Now, Sting and Allen versus a Billy Gunn, and I thought it was going to be Austin Gunn, not Colton. I really thought Austin would have been better than Colton. But at this time, Austin is at ringside. Colton's working with his dad. I think it's due to the fact that he's very young in the business. I think he's only been around for like a year or two. So they want to give him more exposure, more time to learn, more time to train. And supposedly he has not lost. At least until now. I don't know if he lost because of his dad getting the pin. I don't remember. I think he was the one who got the pin. I think he ate it. But you wonder, why are they not using Austin? Is he hurt? I don't think so. I think it should be Austin who had been in that match instead of his brother Colton. I'm just saying. I really am just saying. Ruby Soho versus Chris Statlander, which I thought should have been the closing of the show at the time. I was not interested in the street fight, but I was interested in this last quarterfinal match. I wanted to see who was going to win, who was going to move on. Now, mind you, I did not expect Chris Statlander to win. I did. Because of Ruby Soho, I have this feeling they want her to be the inaugural TBS champion, at least to be one of the last finalists. That's what I think is going to happen. Ruby will be one of the finalists that will get that damn title. There was a great match. Admittedly, it did feel a little bit botchy or a little telegraphed. It was a little telegraphed at one point, a little botchy in another one. Wasn't bad. And I wasn't surprised Ruby won. But then seeing Nia Rose annihilate her ass, because that's her next opponent, is not surprising. It had to happen, and it did. I kind of wish Nia Rose had not come to the ring dressed for wrestling, because did she wrestle? No. This is what I don't get sometimes when you really want to make someone look good. If they're not scheduled to wrestle, if they're going to attack somebody, shouldn't they be in plain clothes? I like your comment below if you believe that sometimes you need to see a wrestler come out, annihilate somebody in regular clothes. Not always in ring attire. Yeah, of course, you don't know when they're going to wrestle. That's the reason why they wear the ring attire, because it's easier to wear the ring attire and wait throughout the night than actually get dressed within 30 minutes, so it takes you time to warm up. But still, if she didn't wrestle at all, unless it's going to be either Rampage, which would make sense because they are filming it probably next, or when it's some type of special, you wouldn't understand it. I'm just saying. I gotta say this about Tony Nese, because we are going to be getting the match this Friday on Rampage, trying to go after the TNT title. Now, I didn't say anything last week due to the fact I forgot. Not gonna lie. I have no reason to lie, guys. I forgot. But I am interested in seeing what Tony Nese is going to offer. Tony Nese was a good wrestler in 205 Live. He was a good wrestler on the main roster. The question is going to be, what are they going to do with him? Because this is what's beginning to become an issue. Now, I didn't say this before, but I found out that Big Swole has now separated from AEW. She did not renew a contract. She wanted to leave due to the fact she felt like she's not really being used. Not that you can blame her. There's so much going on Dynamite. They barely show the women. They barely show them. This is what I was saying before, that they should focus on Rampage for the women and focus on Dynamite for the men. It'll give women more than what they're getting. Do tag teams on Rampage. Do women's wrestling on Rampage. Help them out. Or even better yet, use only the TNT title on Rampage. Each week, each one is spotlighted. It should be like that. That's just me. But still, she decided to leave. So the question with Tony Nese, which he sounded well, he did nail the Sammy Guevara last week. The question is going to be, after the match is over, whether he wins or not, and I don't expect him to win, what are they going to do with him? You guys tell me below what you think is going to happen. My guess is he'll basically be on... I'm not saying he's not better than Dark in Elevation. I'm just saying that there's no room for him. And all they got is Dark in Elevation, which is not the most spotlighted show of AEW. Spotlighted shows of AEW. And the reason I'm botching here is, like I said, Elevation and Dark are for YouTube only. And not everyone goes there. I'm just saying. Now, here's the title of the show. He burnt himself. Street Fight Atlanta of Cody, who's in his home turf, versus Andrade Ilios. Or El Ilios, if I gotta be careful. This was not about how the match was. This wasn't even about if the people loved Cody there. They were booing his ass, no different than they normally do, because they still want him as a heel and he will not turn. The John Cena effect is in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. If you think there's no John Cena effect, look at Cody, look at John. There you go. He is not turning heel no matter what. He's not turning heel. He'll stay a face until he retires. And with already 2 slip discs in his back and 1 bulging disc in his neck, I don't know how long he's going to wrestle. But it won't last forever. He'll probably retire in another 2 years. But anyway, this was not about that. It was a fine, okay match. It was the ending. When you see this woman in my face, or see her putting lighter fluid on the table, let me paint you a picture. Near the end of the match, they set up another table because Cody goes through it. He's already bleeding. And they're about to try and throw each other into the table. As Cody is with Andrade, you get someone crawl into the ring, wearing a hood, pulls it off. There you go, a little brandy. She takes some lighter fluid, puts it on the table, lights the bitch, and with Cody about to do a suplex, lands on the table. But due to the fact he didn't land on the table at the very edge of it. In other words, what they like to do, what some of these wrestlers like to do with the table, they don't want to land always in the center, particularly if it's on fire. They want to land near the edge of the table, so when they fall back, they can roll away from the fire as soon as possible. That didn't happen with Cody. He lands squared in the middle of the table where the flame was the hottest. He landed on that bitch, and Andrade landed on top of him, flattening his ass, and he got burnt. I believe I got a shot of it. It's in my face, of his back standing and posing for the fans. Now, that could just be pretty much some dirt or anything, which I don't think so. I think that's burnt skin. That was second-degree burns, I think. I think that was second-degree burns because there was nothing on the table. He took a straight hit. There was nothing on his back. That was a second-degree freaking burn. And I'll show it to you again. Cody hurt himself. He burnt his ass. And when it was all said and done, when it was done, him kissing his woman and his woman touching him in his back, I'm sure he must have been saying, if it was a second-degree burn, bitch, what the hell are you doing? You lit the damn thing. It works fine. You're touching me on my burnt back. Didn't you see it? I think that was what going through his head. Not saying that he hates her, but that reaction. If you get injured or hurt instantly and someone touches you, no matter if you're male or female, you're going to say something. You're going to get angry. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be in shock. And in his head, he probably said, bitch. Not saying that he thinks of his wife as a bitch. I never thought of my wife as a bitch. When I was married, I loved her. But I know if she hurt me, which there have been some cases she punched me in the face, didn't like what I said in some cases or what I had to do from the job, I did get hit in the face. I am very happy to at least say I've never hit my wife, smacked her, or hurt her. Never. That's the one thing I can say. The most I ever did was just grab her right here in the neck to try and stop her from hurting me once. I took a lot of abuse. But in this respect, I'm sure the thought went through his head, don't touch my ass. Not because he's angry at her, because he's got a black spot on his back halfway across it, someone is not going to feel good. But this is just me. A good show. With an ending I'm sure we're going to be hearing about later, that was a good chance that Cody did burn his back. He got possibly a second degree, or at least a first degree burn. Easily a first degree, or as black as that was, maybe a second degree. Let's just hope it's not a third, and he requires skin graft. Hopefully it's just a second. I'm just saying. And I hope you enjoyed the Zane's View. Please give me a comment below and tell me what you thought of this show and what you think of the basically my Booking the Wrestler episode 1. I will try to remember to put it in the comments below. Well, put it in my description. Or should I put it in the comments? I'll put it in the comments below. Hopefully you want to watch it. Have a good day, have a good night, and watch my Impact review. Peace.